Yo, good evening. Happy Labor Day weekend, USA, International, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your man and homie, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, rhymes with Annihilator. Your host with the most, misunderstood, lonely nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, creator, YouTuber, Queens, New York native who is also a New York Mets fan and New York Giants fan from the neck of the woods of Laurelton, Queens, New York. And yes, you're now rocking with me by tuning in, streaming, listening, and watching the 417th episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Avenue podcast. The comedy space for various topics and segments, including music, including mass transit, including the MTA New York City Transit, alongside with movie news, TV news, including the ones that's returning and being canceled, and of course some tech, a little bit of video game news. You just name it, though. All right. And I do apologize for not recording yesterday. I was watching the New York Mets game versus the Miami Marlins, and I also do apologize for not being able to record because I was mentally exhausted from a major job hunt of filling out over 12 job applications and stuff. So, you know, it is what it is. And let me just say this though, man. I am going to be talking about the West Indian Day Parade, including the street closures, and in this episode right here, especially with where you can watch the parade with it via live stream and stuff. I'll talk about all that in the special segment in honor of the Labor Day weekend and remains to be seen segment in a few minutes. So just bear with me, and also in the meantime, if you plan on going to the West Indian Day Parade, please be careful out there. I'll discuss that in a few minutes. Meanwhile, you can hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel page, G Money Stacks 555, for more episodes, video uploads of each episode. Leave a like and a comment alongside with the topics being discussed in each episode, telling you how you feel about the topics in each episode. And of course, don't forget to leave a review on Apple Podcasts, including 5 stars. It helps the show grow. It helps me as a content creator and the host to come up with new topics and everything else to talk about. So that really means a lot to me if you would do that. And of course, if you are a StreamYard fan, you can also set up an account by using your email address or your podcast email address. Of course, even for gamers and podcasters, be sure to check out. Let me just find it right here. Let me see. No, that's not it. I'm sorry. Yes, go to www.streamyard.com for more details, especially with the discount. All right. And there's new features. I will talk about the new features and stuff that's been upgraded and all other stuff with StreamYard in a future episode. So I got you with that. So go to the website right here, www.streamyard.com. All right. So All right, we got some. I got some a little breaking news in regards to the New Jersey PATH train. So I'm gonna cut to the chase and go on to the New York Mass Transit files right here. So let's get into it right here, right now. So that way you'll be able to be aware of what's going on. So I got y'all. So let me just figure out what the hell's going on here with my tablet. I can figure out what's going on. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Forgive me, folks. Some reason my tablet froze. Not sure why, but just bear with me here. Just bear with me. Bear with me, folks. Okay, got it. Okay, let's get down to what's going on with the New Jersey PATH trains. All right. So this is according to the people from the Gothamist. I'm going to actually fill you in on what's going on with the New Jersey PATH trains. So, all right. So the Port Authority is reminding commuters this holiday weekend that the PATH Hoboken station is closed for urgent repairs through Labor Day. The more than century-old station shuttered around midnight Thursday and is scheduled to remain closed until 5 a.m. Tuesday. During that period, the Port Authority said it will provide transit alternatives, including free shuttle buses connecting riders to Jersey City's Newport and Exchange Place stations. Wow. Talk about some problems. talk about major problems with commuters trying to get to their destinations. All right. All right, where were we? Okay, so special $3 tickets for New York Waterway ferries will also be available at the Path New Jersey Transit Station and 14th Street terminals in Hoboken, offering service to Manhattan at Brookfield Place, Battery Park City, and Midtown West 39th Street. Ferries will run every 15 or 20 minutes for much of Friday, and they'll operate between the Path Jersey train, no, the New Jersey Transit and Midtown West 39th Street terminals Saturday through Monday. Meanwhile, New Jersey Transit rail service is cross honoring path riders between the Hoboken, Secaucus, New York Penn, and New York Penn stations. According to, hang on a second. According to according to, hang on a second here. Yeah, according to the Port Authority, riders only need to show their PATH fare cards to take New Jersey Transit, which is also cross honoring customers on the Hudson Bergen Light Rail between Hoboken, Newport, and Exchange Place. So, hang on a second. Port Authority officials announced the Hoboken station closure earlier this month, saying they need to repair interlocking equipment that was installed in February when the station shut down for about a month. The equipment has experienced repeated failures over the summer, one of which caused a derailment in July. Damn. Now, for those of you who may not know, Path Train on X basically said that so the whole thing started on August 28th of this year. That was for repairs. So it started from Thursday, August 28th to 5 a.m. and then actually it's from Thursday through Tuesday, September 2nd of this year for urgent repairs. Okay, got it though. So I hope y'all don't get stranded to your destinations, and I hope y'all find your way around your destinations. Okay, on to some MTA transit news. Shall we? Let's get into it. Hold on. Let me find that story. All right, let me find that story. Hold on a second. Let me find that story. Let me find that story. Okay. There. Yeah. So there was a recent accident that happened in Brooklyn. So here's what's happening. Multiple people Multiple people were injured early Sunday morning after an MTA bus was involved in a crash in Brooklyn, police said. Law enforcement sources said the incident occurred at 3:21 a.m. on August 24th near the intersection of Glenwood Road and Ralph Avenue in Canarsie, Brooklyn, within the confines of the 63rd precinct. Excuse me, the 63rd precinct. Um, a B-47 bus was traveling northbound on Ralph Avenue when it collided with an SUV. Two passengers in the vehicle were sent to Kings County Hospital in stable condition. So it is unclear. It is unclear right now what caused the crash, but the investigation is ongoing, police said. Motor vehicle collisions in the 63rd precinct are down slightly year to date compared to the same period in 2024, according to the latest police data, with 422 crashes last year compared to 415 in 2015. Okay, next we have hold on a second. Next we have this. All right, so Elise's hang on a second. Let me find it. Okay, here it is. Elise is a Queens resident that relies on buses to get around. That relies on buses to get around the bustling borough. But on one sweltering summer day at a bus stop on Northern Boulevard, she threw her hands up in the air and said, "Do you see what I mean?" She was waiting for more than an hour for the Q66, the main bus that runs along the busy Queens corridor. I take the Q72 too, and I've missed appointments, she said, noting the bus's tardiness. Elisa's story is not an anomaly. Many of the 800,000 people who ride Queens buses each day have complained about slow and crowded rides. Although the new MTA's Queens bus network redesign, which by the way, the second one is happening today, launched recently on June 29th, aims to fix these problems. A group of transit advocates has an ambitious plan to do even more, not only for bus commuters in Queens, but citywide. Sheesh. All right, researchers from the Permanent Citizens Advisory Committee to the MTA announced a report on Tuesday detailing a strategy called Bus Rapid Transit. In the report dubbed Bus Rapid Transit for the Boroughs, how the MTA and City Hall can transform your bus ride. Researchers describe how BRT, a relatively unknown concept in the United States, would use centered aligned bus lanes and other elements to make the bus travel more efficient. BRT as a concept is not something a whole lot of people in New York or the country in general are really aware of. Um, Hold on one second. All right. Where were we? Yes. Yes. Where were we? Where was I? Um, Henry May, research and advocacy intern at PCAC, explained, adding that other international cities have successfully implemented the system. Um, some cities off the top of my head include Mexico City, Buenos Aires, a lot of cities in African nations as well, where they've used BRT to create a spine of dedicated center running bus lanes, full bus shelters, and off-board fare payment to create a faster and more accessible bus system for riders. Center running bus lanes. The centerpiece of BRT, the center aligned bus lanes, is a street design much different from the more common curbside bus rider pickup and drop off method. The PCAC report explains. Okay, wait. May said that protected bus lanes aligned to the center of streets avoid a myriad of issues that plague curbside bus lanes, most notably illegally parked cars and delivery vehicles. See, look at that, May said while pointing out a series of cars parked at a stop during a recent bus ride. But it is about more than where buses ride and roll. According to PCAC researchers, BRT is different from the city's current bus network because it would prioritize buses at intersections and offer off-board fare payment and accessible level boarding elements the report says can get buses moving faster. Riders deserve to move faster than a chicken. Oh shit. Oh man. Wow. Wow. That's that's funny. The Q66 on Northern Boulevard is a case in point for BRT, as riders experience painfully slow commutes on this popular street. In 2022, buses on the boulevard clocked in at 8 miles per hour, according to the MTA. In response, the NY the NYC, which is New York City Department of Transportation, installed its standard offset bus lanes as part of a bus priority project in 2023. All right, let's continue. 2023. Yes. Yeah, sorry about that. Um, yeah, so the result. Oh, hang on. Jeez. All right. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Yes, the result, nothing dramatic with the Q66 rolling up to an unimpressive 8.1 miles per hour in 2024. The average speed of most NYC buses. Our city's buses are notoriously slow between traffic, double parked vehicles, and other delays, Lisa Daglian, executive director of PCAC, said. Bluntly, riders deserve to move faster than a chicken. Daglian recognized the strides MTA has made within its bus network and DOT made with street design, but said more needs to be done. End quote. While the MTA and DOT have made some progress to speed the ride in recent years by building dedicated bus lanes, implementing automated camera enforcement, and with the much needed bus network redesigns, a true bus rapid transit system would be transformational for New York City's 2 million daily bus riders, she said. We look forward to working with the MTA and NYC DOT to continue to improve buses around the city and move BRT from concept to reality in New York City. Let's see. Let's see. Reality in New York City. So hang on. All right, may I explain that since Northern Boulevard's road layout is relatively consistent, a streamlined BRT design could be implemented. BRT would also help neighborhoods located in transportation deserts with minimal or no access to trains. Buses, especially here in Queens, are the powerhouse of mass transit for a lot of strap hangers, he said. A lot of places, especially here in Queens, do not have adequate subway access, and they are not always wheelchair accessible. That's why we have to make sure our buses move as quickly and beneficially as possible for riders. According to the PCAC report, the vision for Northern Boulevard includes an articulated bus fleet with doors on both sides of the vehicle, unlocking the ability to construct a single island platform with bus lanes on either side. Um, okay, hold on. The hold on a second. Okay, riders of the Q63 and Q66 would use the same stations built in the middle of the roadway, currently occupied by a yellow striped median and left turn lanes at a few intersections. Fare gates and platform screen doors are ideal solutions for speedy off-board omni payment and fare evasion mitigation, an ongoing revenue losing scourge for the MTA. PCAC also found that BRT could work on another NYC corridor famous for its slow buses, Flatbush Avenue in Brooklyn. On June 5th, the DOT said it plans to redesign the corridor from Livingston Street to Grand Army Plaza, with center running bus lanes as transit advocates continue to urge Mayor Eric Adams to adopt the plan. DOT reaction, as Daglian stated, the MTA and City Hall would need to collaborate to accomplish BRT designs as they incorporate both bus fleet and street changes. The 2025 NYC mayoral race has sparked a refreshed focus on bus service in the Big Apple, with Zoran Mandani holding the Democratic nomination that features a free buses platform, attracting appeal from many New Yorkers. But DOT under the Adams administration has made efforts to improve bus service, including the creation of more bus lanes and other street features. Let's see. Bus features. Yeah. NYC DOT has made buses faster, more reliable, and accessible for hundreds of thousands of daily bus riders who nearly 2 dozen miles of new bus lanes in the past 3 years alone. A DOT spokesperson explained. The agency has also worked to dramatically expand camera enforcement and transit signal priority at intersections to keep bus lanes clear for the millions of riders who use our buses daily. Okay, next we have to talk about the most recent happening of the flash flooding that happened recently. I'm going to actually talk about this right now. So let's cut to the chase from USA Today. So, video captures floodwater blanketing a train in a subway station as 50 million people in the New York and New Jersey region were under a flood watch. Um, this took place on Thursday, July 31st. Chantel McLaughlin was near the Hudson Line train departing at 3:51 p.m. when she recorded water pouring into the train and subway track from the ceiling above it. The train was leaving the Grand Central Terminal. Wow, never seen a bulge like this on a Metro North train in Grand Central NYC, McLaughlin said in her post on X, wishing all New Yorkers a safe commute. In the video, water pouring down on a segment of the train, but there are some dry areas where passengers can stand. This is scary, man. This is some scary shit, though. This is some scary shit, folks. Like, you know what I mean? This is very scary. Yeah, this shit is scary, man. So state of emergency was issued for New York. Cars in Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York City reported flooded roads after the heavy rains and flash floods began on Thursday. A state of emergency was also declared by New York Governor Kathy Hochul and New Jersey's acting governor Tahisa Way. As emergency management officials in New York City asked residents to avoid traveling through the afternoon on Friday, August 1st. All right. All right. So we're gonna get into some more flash flooding situations actually. But this one in particular is not transit related, but this one is where it happened in what is it, Bayside, Queens. So we'll talk about that in the next segment. In the next segment, right here, right now, in chatting or the jazz. And this is a segment about what's really trending, what's not trending, what's not being talked about, whatsoever. So here it is. All right, here it is. Chatting on the jazz. Let's do this. So a little recap of what happened in Bayside, Queens. I want to actually discuss this because it's crazy that I barely talk about what's going on in Bayside, Queens, and certain parts of Queens because of other topics that I have to cover. But because this one kind of caught my attention, I figured I'd just go along with it. So according to CBS News, as many businesses in Bayside, Queens are still recovering after last week's flash flooding. Some leaders are proposing a new idea to mitigate property damage during storms. Queensborough President Donovan Richards said last week's storm brought Bayside three times the amount of flooding it would normally get in a month, and that the infrastructure could not keep up. What are we going to do with the business? The roof of the Cinco de Mayo restaurant in Bayside collapsed during the flash flood. The moment was caught on video. A week later, there's still a lot of work to be done, but the ceiling has been patched and the restaurant is open. What are we going to do with the business? How long is it going to take to reopen our business? That was the worry. Owner Gaspar um, Carrillo. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. So Cinco de Mayo is just one of many businesses on Bell Boulevard that rushed to reopen after the storm. Some were closed 2 to 3 days, but I think it speaks to their grit and resiliency, as small business owners, said Noah Shuroff of the Bayside Village Business Improvement District. Leaders want flood warning signs on major roads. The storm was so fierce it stranded vehicles on the Clearview Expressway and Cross Island Parkway, including a tractor trailer. On Friday, Queens elected officials called on the Department of Transportation to install signs on the borough's flood prone thoroughfares. The signs we're asking for would warned drivers about flood-prone roads and encouraged people not to park or drive in the event of heavy rain, Richard said. Um, these events are happening more and more, State Senator John Liu said. Once one Bayside resident was skeptical about the proposal for signs warning about expressway flooding. The money spent on the sign, they can do something more constructive because the sign, nobody's going to read that, she said. The elected officials agreed there must also be holistic infrastructure upgrades. The New York City Department of Transportation told CBS News New York it is reviewing the request. All right. All right. Next, we're going to actually talk about another incident that happened. Another incident that happened, of course. Um, we'll talk about that as well. So, break out the pool noodles. Torrential summer storms battered the Big Apple on Thursday, trapping an LIRR train filled with passengers and submerging cars on a Queens highway in a travel nightmare that hampered the evening rush. Floodwater soaked the iconic Grand Central Station's platform, cascaded in dramatic waterfalls inside Brooklyn's J Street Metro Tech, and burst from the walls in the 7th Avenue station in Park Slope. Wild video show. Damn, that's crazy. I know it's crazy, right? Yeah, it's crazy. So, an LIRR train got stuck on the tracks for several hours near Bayside Station in Queens, forcing firefighters to use ladders to help travel-weary commuters evacuate, according to the separate footage. I was scared at first. About like 15 minutes after we stopped on the tracks, all the lights went off. That's when I got a little scared and went, oh boy, something's going on. Recalled Jessica Grant, a Stony Brook resident who was heading home after a trip to Lake George. Grant was sitting in the second car and was able to trek to the front of the train and see the track covered by water, she said. Hmm. Okay, so another passenger added that the crew kept promising a rescue engine that never came. A third passenger who said she experienced claustrophobia and had double vision started to panic once the cars started to heat up. It's still scary. I don't have depth perception and I have double vision. It's scary. And it was getting hot, she said. To add insult to wet injury, a power outage at a Manhattan subway station caused delays on multiple trains as commuters desperately tried to flee home and amid the storm. The roadways above ground weren't spared either, and as the skies opened with a vengeance in the late afternoon, Governor Kathy Hochul and Mayor Eric Adams issued emergency declarations urging New Yorkers to stay home to avoid flooded streets and inundated subway stations. The Clearview Expressway in Queens was left underwater, trapping a semi truck and several cars, authorities said. Live video showed two vehicles almost completely submerged, an SUV stranded under an overpass with its trunk open, and the 18-wheeler with water up to its cab doors. The footage also showed a pickup truck hauling a small vehicle attempting to ford the murky waters that appeared to be over 3 feet deep in certain spots. The FDNY and the NYPD Emergency Services Unit crews raced to the flooding near Northern Boulevard after reports of occupant trapped occupants trapped inside submerged vehicles, authorities said. Those inside the stalled cars made it out made it out safely. FDNY officials said, though it wasn't immediately clear if they were rescued or escaped under their own power. The Clearview was subsequently closed in both directions at Northern Boulevard, police said. One MTA bus in Brooklyn inexplicably had stormwater flood its center aisle, leaving commuters confounded and lifting their feet to avoid them getting soaked. They need traffic agents over here, the person recording the growing puddle on the bus said. It is flooded. Flooding also prompted closures of the Long Island Expressway, the Cross Island Cross Island Parkway, and the Staten Island Expressway, officials said. New Jersey likewise was put under a state of emergency, with 3 counties in the southern Garden State put under a tornado warning, according to the National Weather Service. Air travel turned into a nightmare as well. All flights at the 3 main Big Apple area airports were delayed for up to 3 hours as the torrential downpours wreaked havoc. Wreaked havoc. The city remains under a flood watch until Friday morning, with forecasters calling for up to 5 inches of rain. Damn. Yeah, so let's see. And let me see. So, all right, so we got another issue. So, police apprehended the alleged hit and run driver who struck and killed 2 men early on Friday morning in Brooklyn's Sunset Park neighborhood. Juventino Anastasio Florentino, age 23, was collared at his home within the confines of Staten Island's 120th precinct just before 11:30 a.m. on July 11th, about 7 hours after the deadly collision. The victims, ages 80 and 59, were crossing the intersection of 52nd Street and 3rd Avenue under the Gowanus Expressway around 4:20 a.m. when they were hit by a dark-colored BMW sedan, according to the NYPD. A preliminary investigation by the department's collision investigation squad found the vehicle was traveling south on 3rd Avenue when it struck the pedestrians and sped away. EMS pronounced both men dead at the scene. Their identities are being withheld pending family notification. Authorities have not said whether the victims knew each other. Florentino was charged with 2 counts each of manslaughter, criminally negligent homicide, leaving the scene of an accident without reporting, and reckless endangerment. He was additionally booked for reckless driving, disobeying a steady red light, and traveling at an unreasonable speed. How stupid you gotta fucking be, man. Over the past 5 years, the 3-block radius around the site of Friday's fatal crash has seen 59 collisions, resulting in about 80 injuries. Data from Crash Mapper shows of those injured, 65 were motorists, while the rest were pedestrians and cyclists. 3 of the crashes were fatal, killing 2 drivers and 1 pedestrian. Police recorded 10 hit and run incidents across the 5 boroughs in the first quarter of 2025. Most of them remain unsolved, according to the NYPD's quarterly Leaving the Scene report. Separately, traffic collisions have killed 97 people citywide through July 7th, NYPD data shows. That figure represents a 28.7% decrease in fatal crashes compared to the same period last year. Here we go. Last year. So, okay. Let's see. What else can I talk about? Let me make sure I talk about yeah. Okay, so we got some legends. We got some legends that have streets named after them. So let's get to hip hop legends, DJ Mr. C and Fatman Scoop. So let's get into it right here. This is from superthrowbackparty.net. All right, so here's what's going on here. So, New York City immortalized two of its most celebrated voices with street code namings over the weekend, forever linking DJ Mr. C and Fatman Scoop to the boroughs where they made history. On Saturday afternoon, the corner of 109th Street and Fifth Avenue in East Harlem became Isaac Fatman Scoop Freeman III place. The crowd heard from Curtis Blow, who painted a vivid picture of Scoop's influence. End quote. When you went into a club and the club was packed and they threw on a Fatman Scoop record, you knew you were at the place to be. Just hearing his voice, you knew it was time to do your best dance moves. Scoop, whose unmistakable hype voice turned countless tracks into anthems, died on August 30th, 2024, a year ago, actually, at the age of 56 after collapsing on stage in Hamden, Connecticut. The Connecticut Office of the Chief Medical Examiner determined the cause as hypertensive and atheri- athero, um, atherosclerotic cardiovascular disease, ruling his death from natural causes. On Sunday afternoon, Brooklyn's Classroom and Lafayette Avenues were officially codenamed DJ Mr. C Way in honor of the DJ, producer, and tastemaker who championed Big Daddy Kane, the Notorious B.I.G., aka Biggie Smalls, and countless others. Public advocate Jumaane Williams attended, while Mayor Eric Adams called him a true hip hop legend taken too soon in a social post. DJ Mr. C's son, DJ Magic, shared a heartfelt tribute on Instagram and quote, "Today was a major day for Pops, aka DJ Mr. C, Classon, and Lafayette. Codenaming unveiling. We will never forget you, Pop. I love you and miss you." Mr. C, born Calvin LeBron, passed away on April 10th, 2024, which is also a year ago, at age 57. The New York City the New York City Medical Examiner listed his cause of death as diabetes related coronary artery and kidney disease. God damn. God damn, that's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. I am going to really think about going to see a doctor in the future before this year ends. So y'all need to get yourselves checked though. So don't worry about any other stuff that's popping up. So anyway, let's get to Freaky Ta. God damn it. All right, let's get to Freaky Ta from the Lost Boyz. Let's talk about that. All right, this is from QNS. The Office of City Council Speaker Adrian Adams hosted a street co-naming ceremony on Saturday, which took place May 17th to honor the legacy of pioneering Southeast Queens hip-hop artist Raymond Freaky Ta Rogers. Hundreds of community members and family members gathered for the event where the newly named Raymond Freaky Ta Rogers Way was unveiled at the intersection of 134th Avenue and Guy R. Brewer Boulevard near Rochdale Village. Rogers was best known as a member of the South Jamaica-based hip-hop group The Lost Boyz, which he co-founded in 1993 alongside Mr. Cheeks, DJ Spig Nice, and Pretty Lou. The group's 1996 debut album climbed the Billboard Hot 200, and they followed with two more albums in 1997 and 1999. Their most well-known tracks include Lifestyles of the Rich and Shameless, Renee and Me and My Crazy World. Born on May 14, 1971, Rogers was raised in South Jamaica, Queens, and attended several local schools, including PS 155, MS 226, John Adams High School, and Richmond Hill High School, to be exact. In March 1999, Freaky Ta's rising music career was tragically cut short when he was killed in a drive-by shooting in Queens. He is survived by his family, including his eldest son, Khalil Emery, who now performs with the Lost Boyz under the name Freaky Ka, continuing his father's legacy. Beyond music, Rogers was deeply committed to giving back to his community, particularly by mentoring local youth throughout Southeast Queens. Rogers' family members spoke at the event, reflecting on his life and legacy as an artist, father, and family member. Freaky Ta was a loving, caring, and dedicated father who was all about community. He did so much for the community, and it's important that we keep his legacy alive. I'm proud to carry his legacy alongside members of the family through the work of our foundation, says Cecilia Moody, Rogers' first cousin and CEO of Ladies and Lost Boyz. My brother played a major part in representing Jamaica Queens, said James Grant, the youngest brother of Raymond Freaky Ta Rogers. He fought hard to make sure the kids in our community got a good education, got good grades, and stayed off the streets. To this day, young people still tell me what an impact he had on them. I'm so excited that after all these years, he's finally getting his roses and his name will be on a block he loves so much. I'm honored and humbled and appreciate everybody who made sure this exists. Speaker Adams also reflected on how Rogers' musical contributions helped to shape the renowned hip-hop culture in Southeast Queens. Southeast Queens' role in hip-hop is well established, and the Lost Boyz and Freaky Ta hold an indisputable place in that history. I'm proud to support the co-naming of 134th Avenue and Guy R. Brewer Boulevard as Raymond Freaky Ta Rogers Way, in honor of his enduring legacy, Adams said. Freaky Ta's life will never be forgotten, and through the work of his family and friends, his memory will be uplifted for future generations to come. I thank his family, community leaders, and everyone who helped make today's street co-naming ceremony possible. Following the street co-naming ceremony, family members and community members celebrated the 2025 Freaky Todd Day Festival at the nearby Springfield Park. Okay, so SIP to DJ Mr. C, Fatman Scoop, and Freaky Todd of the Lost Boyz. Okay, let's go to. All right, so there are some funny ass terms that Gen Z be using actually, and I'll explain this shit. So I'll explain this though. So hold on. So this is from gab.com. So let's go to the rundown of Addy, which is short for address. AF is as fuck. Am I right? Yeah, which is short for am I right? So amped is excited, and oop, which is used to express surprise, shock, or realization, often in response to something unexpected or amusing. ASL is the abbreviation for as hell. It is used as an intensifier. This term may also be used as an acronym for age, sex, location to quickly inquire about someone's basic demographic information, but that usage has mostly been replaced by Gen Z with the new as hell usage. Ate and left no crumbs. Refers to someone who did something that so well that there's no chance for anyone else to do it better. Aura, like the traditional definition, it is used to compliment someone's ability, perceived power, or sense of coolness and mystery. It became popular in soccer and basketball communities on Twitter, aka X, in 2023. So it is often used to compliment athletes. Bae is short for boyfriend or girlfriend. Bandwagon is someone who takes an interest in something just to fit in with the crowd. Basic, someone who is unoriginal and only interested in popular trending things. BB double BG, an acronym that stands for baby girl, describing something or someone cute. It can also stand for better be going, a polite way to end the conversation. BDE is an acronym for big dick energy. Oh my gosh, man. That's crazy, man. This is the craziest shit that I ever heard. Bed rot. Oh shit. Right. Okay. Spending extended periods of time in bed, often engaging in activities like watching TV or reading. Hold on for 1 second. Let me just. I gotta do this actually. Okay. Hold on. All right. Let's see. Where were we? Yes. So here it is. Beige flag, used humorously to refer to a situation that is mundane, uninteresting, or lacking excitement. Bet, in agreement with something or used for okay or affirmative. Big back refers to someone who is overweight, typically to bully or shame them. BIH, bit, bit, a phonetic spelling of bitch. often used in a less aggressive way, and depending on the tone and context, can be used jokingly among friends or as a playful term of endearment. Body count is the number of sexual partners someone has had. Let's see. Boo is a term of endearment used to refer to a romantic partner. Booed up refers to being in a romantic relationship with someone. Boomer, okay, boomer, a dismissive retort used to mock the opinions, ideas, or attitudes of older individuals, particularly members of the baby boomer generation. Bougie is rich, luxurious, and fancy. Brat is a term coined by singer Charlie XCX. In a tweet, Brat describes a person, often female, who is genuine, self possessed, non conforming, with a rebellious streak. It is represented by a um, fluorescent chartreuse green, which symbolizes making a statement. Bussin' is something really good. Butter is a compliment that describes something that is smooth, easy, and good. Cake is a large, well shaped bottom, which is the booty, of course. Y'all should know that right now. Cat means lying or faking. Cash is awesome or cool. Catch feels, develop romantic or emotional to someone. Catfish is a person who creates a fake online persona to deceive others. Basically, a scammer, a fucking scammer. Caught in 4K, someone caught in the act of something excuse me, compromising. Yeah, compromising. Yes, the tongue twister thing. I'm sorry about that. Chad is a stereotypical confident, dominant male, often used humorously and with negative connotations. You know, I never heard of anybody in the years of me living in New York. I ever heard of somebody call a guy a Chad. Now, I met a guy named Chad years ago, and I'm pretty sure Chad is a well known name. So that that shit makes no fucking sense to me. So anyway, let's keep going. Chat used to refer to a group of people like friends or people in their class. What is it? What is this? Chugi, someone or something that is out of date, unfashionable, or trying too hard. Clapback is a sharp and witty response to criticism or an insult. Cooked, something or someone that is done, exhausted, or doomed. Crashed out is to get mad or upset despite your better judgment. Cray cray is short for crazy. Cringe is a feeling of embarrassment and discomfort. Crossfaded is being drunk and high at the same time. Curve is the act of rejecting or ignoring someone's romantic advances. Dank is excellent, high quality. Dap is a gesture of greeting or expression of admiration between two people performed with hands, similar to a low live, um, low five hand and handshake. Day room, something or someone that is basic and uninteresting. Dead, dying, dead. A response to saying, in response to something really funny. Delulu, abbreviation for delusional, someone who has unrealistic or irrational beliefs and is disconnected from reality. Dip is to leave suddenly or early. DL is down low. Dope, something that is exceptional or awesome. Docs is to seek out and publish private information online about someone, usually with malicious intentions. Drag is to mock or humiliate someone. Drip is sophisticated or stylish in appearance. DTF, an acronym that stands for down to fuck. Not the other DTF, which is disturbing the peace. Yeah, dub is short for W, meaning win or winner. E girl, e boy, frequently found on TikTok. It's someone who has adopted an edgy style, including a blushed nose, heavy eyeliner, and little hearts under the eyes. Um, Extra is attention grabbing or dramatic. Facts emphasizes agreement of something that is accurate or true. Faded being under the influence of marijuana. Oh man. Fan service elements added to an entertainment piece that is a suitable nod to avid fans, like an inside joke that other viewers won't understand, which is Easter eggs. F boy, which is abbreviation for fuckboy, a derogatory term used to describe a promiscuous, manipulative, and disrespectful man. Double FA, free for all in a multiplayer video game. All players must fend for themselves. Fana is abbreviation for fixing to or going to. Finsta, a combination of the words fake and Instagram, refers to a secondary or private Instagram account that users create to share content with a similar, more selective audience. Um, Fire is amazing or exciting. Fit is an outfit. Flavored air is vaping, which I don't recommend anybody to do. Flex is to flaunt or brag about something. FML, which is fuck my life, um, often used at the conclusion of a negative story. FR is for real. For real, for real. FR is for real, for real. To emphasize a way to a way to emphasize sincerity or seriousness. Let's see. What is it? Fu Ha La Tugin. Someone who is good in bed. The word is credited to Baltimore rapper Richard Webster, rap name Bipley Yip Snip, and became popular on TikTok in late 2023. Um, Fugly, which is fucking ugly or extremely ugly. Furry is a person who is a fan of anthropomorphic animals, which includes animals with human characteristics or someone who dresses up to resemble the animal, like Sonic the Hedgehog, for example. Yeah, that part too. FW, an acronym for fuck with, that is used to express that someone really likes something or someone. FWB, an acronym for friends with benefits, kind of like the movie. An arrangement where two people engage in sexual activity without being in a committed romantic relationship. FYP refers to TikTok's for you page that's filled with recommended content and videos personalized for the viewer. G is a term of endearment for friends. Gassing is exaggerating someone else's abilities, accomplishments, or qualities. Double G is an acronym for good game, used to acknowledge a player's skill at the end of multiplayer video games. Ghost. Obviously, y'all know about this. It's cutting off communication with someone with no explanation. Yeah, damn. Girl math used in a light-hearted or humorous way when someone calculated things in a way that might not follow conventional rules. Girl dinner, a social media trend to describe a meal made up of small snacks, random or unhealthy food as dinner. As dinner. Giga Chad is a term to describe the ultimate man or someone that is particularly masculine, muscular, or handsome. Yeah, all right. Giving me life, something or someone that is exciting. Glow up is a major transformation in appearance in a way that is generally perceived as attractive. GOAT obviously stands for greatest of all time, like Ella Cool J says in his songs. It so yeah. So it's basically you're praising someone for being the best. A variation of GOAT is goated as in keep winning like that, and you are going to get goated. Oh shit. Granola. Why would you wait? Granola is a person who is environmentally aware and enjoys the outdoors. Why the fuck would you call somebody a granola as in granola bar, man? That makes no fucking sense to me. That makes no fucking sense to me. Anyway, guap is a large sum of money. Yeah, I'm familiar with that. I'm familiar with that term. Gucci, fancy, fashionable, or excellent. Yeah, I could dig that. um, G Yacht is abbreviation of your your ass is thick, and also goddamn a way to express admiration and excitement, usually about someone's backside. Earlier, I was watching Family Feud, and one of the answers was like biscuit booty. I'm like, what the hell is a biscuit booty? Oh shit. Yeah, anyway, let's keep going here. Hammered, extremely intoxicated from alcohol or drugs. Heated is angry or frustrated. Heme is a better version of something, the total package. Hella Skrilla is to have a large sum of money. Here for this is excited about something, showing support. Let's see. High key, something that is overt, obvious, or done with a level of intensity. Highlight a kid, a young child who wears neon colored clothes. Hits different, something that is special, unique, or causes a strong emotional reaction that is difficult to articulate. Hollywood, a negative change in behavior in someone who achieves success and looks down on their past life. Hop off is an expression used to tell someone to stop bothering or annoying another. Hot take is a strongly worded and often controversial opinion on a current event or popular topic. Hunty, a combination of honey and whatever and honey and cunt. Um, Often used in the LGBTQ plus community as a term of endearment or familiarity among friends. Listen, man, I want to say this actually, man. Hold on one second. I didn't write this, okay? So before anybody tries to bash at my ass, I didn't write this shit, okay? I did not write this shit. This is from the people from the Gab Now website that wrote this shit. So hype is excited or something is good. Ick is hang on. Ick is a feeling of disgust towards someone or something. I see why MI is an acronym that stands for in case you missed it. IRL is in real life, used to distinguish between online and offline interactions. ISO is an acronym for in search of. Wow, used in online forums, classified ads, or social media posts to indicate that someone is looking for a specific item, service, or information. IYKYK is an acronym that stands for If You Know, You Know. Indicates insider knowledge or a shared experience between a group of people. Um, Jiddle Yang, another word credited to Baltimore rapper Richard Webster that became popular on TikTok in late 2023. No clear definition exists, but as best we can tell, it refers to someone or something that grabs attention. Mm, Juul is a brand of electronic cigarettes, also known as a vape. I do not recommend this. Okay, do not do this. KDA is an acronym that stands for kills, deaths, and assists. A tally of how many kills, deaths, and assists a gamer has in a game. Keep it 100 to be honest, genuine, and authentic in all situations. KMS, an acronym that stands for kill myself, often used in a jokingly manner to express extreme frustration, disappointment, or annoyance with a situation. And it can also be used when talking about suicide or self harm. Um, Crunk is extremely intoxicated with a mixture of alcohol and drugs. KYS, an acronym that stands for kill yourself, an offensive and harmful phrase used to harass someone online. An L doesn't stand for lesson; it stands for lost and loser. Left on red when someone has read a message sent to them but has not responded to it. Let them cook, trusting someone's ability and giving them the freedom to handle things their own way. I can relate to that because I am an independent podcaster host. Let the let's get this bread, a motivational phrase to encourage oneself or others to work hard, often in the context of achieving financial stability. Look, a stylized spelling of look, a carefully curated or striking outfit appearance or aesthetic. LFG, an acronym that stands for Let's Fucking Go. Excited for an upcoming event or competition. Lit is exciting, excellent, or intoxicated. LMAO is an acronym that stands for Laughing My Ass Off, indicates something is funny. You know, there was a group that has that acronym, but I don't think they make any more music at the moment. You know what I mean? So yeah, so I can actually relate to this shit though. You know what I'm saying? I can relate to this. Yes, so LMS is the acronym like my status. Of course, is social media related. Um, LOL, y'all know what LOL stands for. Of course, it's laugh out loud, expressing amusement at something. Looks maxing. Never heard of this. Boys who are trying to improve their appearance through various methods such as a new haircut, implementing a skincare routine, exercising, and changing their diets. Low taper fade. Yeah. Yeah. Although this is a type of hairstyle, the phrase comes from a meme started by Eric Della, a music artist. During the live stream, he was freestyling. He referenced a fellow streamer known as Ninja and said, Imagine if Ninja got a low taper fade. After Ninja after Ninja responded by changing his hair, kids started using the phrase in random moments as a fun, light-hearted joke. Ninja. Oh shit. Mad is really extremely or crazy. Menti B is mental breakdown. Mewing is a facial exercise technique involving proper tongue placement to accentuate a sharp jaw. Mid is average or not great. Mogging, one upping someone on appearance and attractiveness. Munch. Oh shit. That's an eating term when it comes to food. What's wrong with you? A person who performs oral sex on a woman. Oh my gosh, man. Netflix and chill, a euphemism for hooking up. NGL, never heard of this acronym. Not gonna lie, admitting something honestly and openly. Um, NSFW, which is not safe for work, used to label content such as images, videos, or links that may contain explicit or inappropriate material not suitable for viewing in a professional or public setting. OMG, you know what it is. Oh my gosh, oh my god, indicates something is shocking or surprising. OML, an acronym that stands for oh my lord, an exclamation of surprise or excitement. An OMW, on my way. A way to indicate a person in en route. ONG, on God. A way to show strong agreement with something similar as to I swear to God. On fleek, perfectly done, exactly right, and excellent. On point, perfect, exactly right. Only in Ohio used to label things that are strange or cursed. Yeah, right. Ops is opponents either in video games or real life. OT, OTP is one true pairing, refers to a favorite or ideal romantic pairing between characters in a book, movie, TV show, or video game. Period. Emphasizes the finality and decisiveness of a statement. Plug is a person who can supply something with illegal or hard to find goods, especially drugs. PMOIS is put me on your Snapchat. I don't even use Snapchat anymore, man. Use as a request or invitation to add someone to their list of Snapchat contacts. Poggers, never heard of that. An expression of excitement, amazement, or enthusiasm, mostly used by gamers. Preppy, I heard that before. Describe an aesthetic or style, specifically one that's colorful, girly, and typically involves name brands like Lululemon. Oh man, okay. Okay, usually guys are called preppy too, so anyway, pressed, feeling annoyed or stressed about something, pulling to attract attention from romantic interest. Put on blast is to embarrass someone publicly over social media by denouncing or exposing them. So rad is awesome or very good. Ran through is a derogatory term to describe someone who is perceived as being overly sexually active or as having had too many sexual partners. Oh no! Oh man, that's fucking crazy, man. Ratchet, someone who is out of control or tacky. Um, um, read or read, however you pronounce it, publicly pointing out someone's flaws. Real, another way to say serious, it is often used as part of other phrases like the real or be fucking real for real. Um, Receipts is evidence or proof of someone's actions or words, often used to support a claim. Rent free, obsessing over someone or something, living inside someone's head. Riz, oh man, Uh, oh man, Riz, the ability to seduce or charm a potential love interest. Oh man, okay, um, all right. So ROTFLMAO is rolling on the floor, laughing my ass off. A humorous and exaggerated way to express that something is funny or amusing. RN is right now, indicating something that's happening at the present moment. RPG is role playing game, a genre of games where the player controls a character and explores an imaginary world. Salty is upset, resentful, or irritated. Yeah, I can relate. Savage is a fierce or bold person. Say less is an agreement or understanding, so no further explanation is needed because the point has been understood. Sending me response to a funny text message expressing extreme amusement. Shade is the subtle concept or disgust for someone. This is often used part of the phrase throw shade. This is crazy. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to put this on mute for a loud plane flying around my house. Anyway, ship is to support the romantic relationship between two people. Shook is shock or surprise. Shorty, an attractive girl. Sick, cool, or awesome. Sigma, Sigma male, a type of male who is cool, successful, and popular, but introverted and possibly rebellious. It carries a similar meaning to the term lone wolf. It kind of reminds me of the word wallflower, actually, because I used to be shy before, back in the day, actually, because I didn't know how to talk to a woman back in the day, actually. So that's pretty much. It took me years for me to get a better understanding how to approach a woman, all that other stuff. So yeah, there it is. Simp is someone who is desperate for affection or romantic relationships. Oh shit. Skibidi. Skibidi toilet. An animated YouTube series that depicts a dystopian world where mobile toilets with human heads popping out of their bowels war with humanoids who have cameras, speakers, or TVs for heads. By 2024, it has become popular with Gen Alpha and the youngest portion of Gen Z. Slap, amazing, or excellent. Slay, doing something extremely well. Slim, thick, a type of body that combines both slimness and thickness. Usually someone who has um, a small waist, but wider hips and thighs, like an hourglass figure. Oh man, that's funny. That's funny right there, man. Oh man. Oh man, that's funny right there. Oh man, that's funny right there. Okay, small dick energy. Who is insecure? Someone who is insecure but acts overly confident to compensate. Smash is to have casual sex with someone or to hook up. Shaking my head. SMH. Shaking my head. Obvious to describe no words to describe something stupid. Small describes something small, cute, or endearing. Smut, sexually explicit written content like romance novels or something fan fiction. Snack is someone who is attractive or appealing, often in a physical sense. Okay, that sounds like food to me, man, not human. Snatched is perfect, attractive. Sneaky link, a secret hookup or relationship. SO is shout out, a public expression of greeting, praise, or acknowledgement directed towards a person. It is also known for significant other. Significant other. Sparks is the exact moment that a joint of marijuana is or will be lit. Stand, just like the song by Eminem, is a mixture of stalker and fan, someone who is obsessed with a person. Stoked is very excited. Sus is suspicious. Suspect often used as slim sus to mean a little bit suspicious. It originates from the game Among Us. Swerve is to go out of one's way to avoid someone. Yeah, yeah, I can actually relate. Actually, yeah. Swole is having big muscles. Swoop is to give someone a ride or get get a ride from someone. Yeah, I heard that. I probably heard that word before actually, but I heard a whip, but swoop. Yeah, yeah. You're basically picking up somebody. Yeah, I I get it. I get it. Take a seat. A dismissive or sarcastic remark suggesting that someone should calm down or stop talking. T is gossiping about something. TF is the fuck. Used to express surprise, disbelief, anger, or frustration. Um, TFW is that feeling when used to describe an emotionally charged experience. TFW is okay. What the hell? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thought is that hole over there. A derogatory term used to refer to someone who is perceived as promiscuous or sexually active. You think? Thirsty is someone who is, excuse me, some thirsty is someone who is desperate or eager for attention, approval, or sex. Yeah, that's a common word to describe a person's pictures. Thirst trap is sexually provocative photo, video, or comment posted on social media, often with the intention of receiving attention from viewers. Yeah, you hear that. You hear that all the time from the show Dish Nation all the time. Yeah, which is pretty hilarious actually. Totes is short for totally, completely. Touch touch grass is used to encourage someone to spend more time in the real world instead of online. Trap Trap phone is a prepaid mobile phone used primarily for illegal or questionable activities. The phone facilitates communication and transactions while minimizing the risk of being tracked or monitored by authorities. Twin is a true friend or friend that is close that the two share a long list of interests, experiences, or characteristics. Yeah, trap phone. You hear that from TV shows and movies as well. Twizzy is a variation of twin. UHH is used to express confusion. Sometimes, let me get rid of this. Sometimes in response to a joke that doesn't make sense. Um, Unk is short for uncle, used to refer to a cool millennial uncle or to refer to slightly older people in general. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not. I'm not gonna call myself an uncle, man, because I'm not the typical parental guy here. So I can't really call myself an uncle. So I can't say that. Understood the assignment when someone goes above and beyond. Upper decky, a term for a zin that's placed against the upper gums. V is For very vanilla, ordinary, boring, lacking special features. First of all, that's the flavor of an ice cream, man. You never call. First of all, yeah, yeah, of course, man. Yeah, vanilla is also the ice cream that you see in snacks, man. Vibe is a feeling and ambience. VSCO is Visco. Okay, Visco is a young, usually white girl who is adorned in trendy things and posts pictures edited on the Visco app. W is winner. Wallflower is an introvert, someone who avoids the limelight and is more comfortable standing on the sidelines of an activity. Yes, this is something that I can relate to as well. Um, I didn't stay a wallflower for a long time though, man. It just took me years to express myself and the things that I want to say and talk about. Like I'm doing right now on the podcast with you folks that's listening. So yes, weird flex but okay, used to acknowledge someone's unusual statement or action, typically in response to the boosting or showing off. A lighthearted way to express acceptance or indifference to something that might be considered odd. Whip is a car, especially one that is stylish. Whole meal describes someone who looks really good. What? What? You gotta be kidding me, man. You gotta be fucking kidding me, man. I'm not gonna call somebody a whole meal. What the fuck? That's food. Wig snatch, extreme excitement or astonishment, especially in response to something surprising, expressive, or unexpected, comes from the idea that something is so amazing that it figuratively causes one's wig to fly off in amazement. Woke is someone who is aware of important facts and racial and social injustices. Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I don't know. I wouldn't call myself woke though, man. But it's just I don't know, man. It's one thing. It's one thing to raise awareness about what's going on as far as anything goes, story wise and stuff. But to throw it in people's faces, that's where people get tired of this shit and get annoyed. You feel what I'm saying, folks? I hope you do. Um, WYA is where you at, commonly used in a text messages to someone about their current location. And Xan is Xanax, a sedative used to treat anxiety, which is often abused. Yes. As Crystal Young says on Goodnight New York, and along with others who say they say it in a funny ass way though, man. Oh man. An enthusiastic way of saying yes, used to express excitement, approval, or agreement. Yeet is to throw something forcefully, and zat the heck zaddy, the most common word that I hear all the time. A handsome, fashionable older man. I'm not gonna call myself a zaddy, man. I'm not gonna do that. The fuck? Come on. Come on. I'm not gonna call myself that. Yeah, I need to relax with the zaddy shit though, man, for real. Yeah, I need to relax with that shit though, man. And the thing with all these crazy words that Gen Z comes up with, which is crazy. This is why I wanted to actually do these topics actually, because these are some funny shit. This is the funniest shit that I ever heard. So algorith- algorithmic love. Let AI play Cupid. Oh gosh. In 2025, AI matchmaking isn't just for techies. Apps now use advanced algorithms that analyze personality traits, behavior, and communication styles to recommend better matches. This data driven approach is making online dating more accurate and personalized even more. Excuse me, personalized than ever before. Breadcrumbing was one of the words that kind of made me laugh so hard, actually, man. Breadcrumbing. Breadcrumbing, the art of stringing along. Oh man. Breadcrumbing is when someone gives just enough attention to keep you interested, but with no real intention of pursuing something serious. These tiny signals of breadcrumbs of affection can leave people confused and emotionally drained. It's one of the most frustrating trends in the modern dating scene. Cuffing season, everybody knows what that is. This is basically a winter temporary romance, all that other stuff. So so this is just, it's not new. Cuffing season still thrives in 2025. This is the time of year, typically fall and winter, when singles look for short-term partners to snuggle with during the colder months. While often casual, some relationships born in cuffing season grow into lasting love. DTR is define the relationship, a crucial conversation in any dating journey. With casual and open relationships more common, having the DTR talk ensures both partners are aligned on expectations, boundaries, and goals. And eco dating, never heard of this. Love that's green. Sustainability now extends to dating. Eco dating means choosing eco-conscious venues, engaging in green activities, or looking for partners who prioritize the environment. In 2025, your dating profile may even display your carbon footprint. Oh, damn. Fireworking? Fireworking. Oh, shit. All flash, no substance. This trend refers to someone who dazzles you at first. Oh man, with passion and intensity, like a firework, but quickly disappears or fizzles out. While initially exciting, fireworking usually leaves you feeling confused and disappointed. Everybody knows about ghosting, man. Still haunting the scene. Unfortunately, ghosting hasn't gone away. It's still the act of cutting off communication with no explanation. In 2025, digital etiquette is improving, but ghosting remains an emotional hurdle many daters face. Oh, Lord. Oh, my gosh, man. Hardballing, straight to the point, is dating with a clear purpose and no time for games. It means being upfront about your goals from the start, whether it's marriage, kids, or a lifelong partnership. This straightforward approach is refreshing in an era of ambiguity. Ambiguity. All right, so IRL dating, a digital detox in real life. Um, oh man, is gaining traction. Oh boy. Singles in 2025 are choosing to meet face to face earlier in the dating process, favoring authentic human connection over endless chatting and swiping. Joy sliding. Oh my gosh. Oh shit. Prioritizing playfulness, this new concept involves dating for the joy of it. Joy sliders look for fun, playful connections without the stress of long-term planning. It's about being present and embracing lightheartedness without losing emotional maturity. Kenergy. The rise of soft masculinity. Oh man. Popularized by pop culture, Kennedy describes a soft, kind, emotionally available masculinity. In 2025, more men are embracing this energy, making vulnerability and empathy highly attractive traits in dating. Love bombing. Oh, wow. Intensity with a hidden agenda. Love bombing is when someone showers you with affection and attention early on, but often as a form of control. When it can feel amazing at first, this behavior is usually a red flag for manipulation or emotional imbalance. Micro cheating. Micro cheating, the gray zone, refers to small actions that flirt with infidelity, like consistently liking someone's post, liking someone's photos, secret texting, or emotional affairs. In 2025, relationship boundaries are evolving and open conversations are critical. First of all, I don't know how is liking a person's pictures is considered cheating. I'm not understanding that shit though. Anyway, niche dating apps, finding your tribe. Gone are the days of one size fits all dating platform. Now there are apps for every niche, whether you are vegan, a book lover, or a crypto enthusiast, which I'm not. These targeted platforms help people connect on deeper levels beyond appearance. Orbiting, really? Orbiting? Orbiting, watching, but not engaging is when someone stops communicating with you, but still watches your stories or interacts with your content. It's confusing and keeps emotional ties lingering long after communication ends. Paper clipping. Oh shit. Paper clipping, the unexpected check-in is when someone from your past suddenly reappears just to remind you they exist, often with no intention of truly reconnecting. It's a form of emotional breadcrumbing and can be distracting during your healing process. Quiet dating, meaningful silence is about building a connection beyond words, whether it's a silent dinner, meditation, or shared mindfulness. Couples are discovering the power of being present together in silence. Riz romance, Riz romance and charisma. Oh wow. Yeah, obviously, Riz is short for charisma, which is Gen Z's word for romantic charm. In 2025, having good Riz means you are smooth, confident, and know how to win hearts with style, humor, and sincerity. Slow dating. Oh my gosh. Slow dating, quality over quantity, which is the phrase for shopping. With dating fatigue on the rise, slow dating is all about meaningful connections instead of fast flings. Taking the time to get to know someone before jumping into anything physical or serious is a major trend. Thirst traps, curated attractions, are photos on or content shared to attract attention and admiration. While common on social media in 2025, authenticity is becoming more valued than overt self promotion. Uncuffing season is reclaiming freedom. Spring is now known as uncuffing season, the time when many short term winter relationships end. Singles use this period to refocus on personal growth and redefine what they want in future connections. Virtual dates still a thing. I am not too familiar with that. Um, Even though in person dating is back in full swing, virtual dates um, remain popular for busy professionals and long distance connections. From um, VR, which is virtual reality, coffee chats to gamified first dates, tech driven romance is still on the rise. Woke fishing. Wow. Pretending to be progressive. Well, woke fishing happens when someone pretends to be socially or politically conscious just to impress a potential partner. In 2025, daters are becoming more skilled at spotting fake values and more vocal about what matters to them. Exo culture, public displays go digital. Love letters are now Instagram captions and affectionate emojis have replaced handwritten notes. This digital version of romance is known as XOXO culture. While it adds flair, balance with offline affection is still key. Yellow flags, which is the opposite of red flags, subtle caution signs. While red flags are obvious deal breakers, yellow flags are more subtle signs of potential incompatibility. In 2025, daters are becoming more aware of small behaviors like poor communication or emotional availability that could lead to problems later. And and of course, Zoo Zoomantasy. Oh man, a virtual romance illusion, which refers to idolizing someone based on virtual dates alone. These relationships may feel deep, but lack the grounding that comes with physical presence. It's a reminder to bring digital love into the real world whenever possible. Yeah, that's crazy, man. This is the craziest shit that I ever heard, though, man. Yeah, so final thoughts decode the new dating world with confidence. Dating in 2025 is exciting, fast, evolving, and full of promise for those willing to adapt. While trends and terms come and go, and one thing remains timeless: the need for genuine, meaningful connection. By staying informed and authentic, you'll navigate modern romance with clarity and confidence. Yeah, whether you are joining a new app, meeting someone at a coffee shop, or having your first VR, which is virtual reality dinner date, knowing knowing the A through Z of dating terminology will help you thrive in today's love landscape, which is from millionairematch.com. Y'all can check out these crazy words for yourselves. All that shit. So let's see what else. What else to talk about? Yes, Red Hook Pool. Yes, Red Hook Pool is opening. So let's talk about that. Yes. So all right, let's talk about that right here. So all right, so this is from Brooklyn Paper, the Red Hook Pool, which has been closed all summer thanks to a broken pipe, is expected to reopen on Sunday if all goes to plan. Crews discovered the issue as they were filling the pool with water days before it was set to open on June 27th. Though the Parks Department had first hoped to reopen the pool by mid-July, replacing parts would had to be special ordered, extending the closure by a month. Parks is targeting an August 17th reopening, which already happened. A spokesperson told Broken Paper, though refilling the pool was still a work in progress as of August 15th. If the pool opens on Sunday as planned, Red Hook residents will have just 3 weeks to use it before pools close for the season on September 7th. The closure, which stretched through several heat waves, left Red Hook residents and local elected officials frustrated. They criticized the Parks Department for failing to find and address the broken pipes sooner, and said the agency suggested an alternative, heading to a public pool in Sunset Park or Gowanus. Gowanus is dirty, man. Are you fucking kidding me? Wasn't enough. Gowanus is fucking dirty, man. They need to clean up that shit. In late July, after Comptroller Brad Lander criticized the closure, the department opened the splash pad at the pool, offering some reprieve from the heat. 2 days before the planned reopening, advocates gathered at the pool to celebrate and demand accountability. This reopening is more than just turning the taps back on, it's restoring a space where neighbors cool off, kids learn to swim, and the whole community comes together, said Kathy Park Price, Director of Advocacy and Policy at New Yorkers for Parks, in a statement. We're happy to see the pool back in use, but this summer's closure is a reminder that our city must invest more in the ongoing maintenance of our pools and recreation centers before they reach a breaking point. A $122 million reconstruction of the pool and the attached Red Hook Recreation Center is in the works, according to the Parks Department, with design slated to wrap in 2027 and construction likely to begin about a year later, though the project has been delayed several times. Yeah, several times. That's something else, man. That's really something else right there. Yeah. Yeah, that's really something else. Come on. Come on. Um yeah, $122 million is a lot of money. Hmm. This is crazy. What is going on with this thing? Okay, hold on. You gotta be kidding me. Really? Really? Really though? Are you serious? You gotta be kidding me. Come on. Come on. You gotta be kidding me. Like, really? Really? Okay. Let's see. Wait. That's not it. Hang on one second. One moment. I need to really. This is not it. Okay. All right. All right, here we go. $122 million is a lot of money. Yeah, so let me see. The pool and recreation center, like many buildings in Red Hook, were badly damaged in Hurricane Sandy in 2012, and previously allocated FEMA funding wasn't enough to fund the needed repairs. That shit sucks, though, man. That shit really sucks. The department's capital projects tracker previously showed that construction was underway on a separate project to rebuild the pool's filter plant, including pipes and other fittings. But the page has since been removed from from the Parks Department website. In quote, I am excited to hear that Red Hook's only public pool will reopen after being closed throughout most of the summer, said U.S. Rep. Dan Goldman in a statement. I'm sympathetic to the unexpected challenges that arise from maintaining um, dila- dilapidated dilapidated structure infrastructure, but this was a clear example of the consequences of years of disinvestment that Red Hook is forced to deal with. This was the latest in a long list of wake up calls that Red Hook deserves proper attention to proactively address these issues before they become crisis for the community. Mike, hold on, Mike um, Rasiapo, district manager of Brooklyn Community Board 6, said the board will continue to push more. Good news, even when it comes late, it's still good news, especially when it is the result of collective community action, he said in a statement. The Red Hook Pool, like all public pools, is a vital resource. We will continue to advocate not only for on-time openings, but also for long hours and an extended season for more people can enjoy them. Some locals like Alan Makamo, founder of Friends of Red Hook Pool, are also hoping for more programs at the pool and more community involvement in the reconstruction. A longtime Red Hook resident, Makamo told Brooklyn paper last month that he wants to see longer pool hours, more programming like lap swim and swim classes, and more. End quote. When I learned on the day the Red Hook pool was set to open that a a burst pipe would keep it shut down most of the summer, it was beyond disappointing. Makamo said at the August 15th press conference. It meant that thousands of residents um, would have to sweat out the summer of 2025 with no cooling relief from the pool. It meant that scores of Red Hook youth would not have an opportunity to learn to swim this year. It meant that swimmers would have to look elsewhere to fulfill their need for fitness and emotional well-being. It is fitting that the pool will finally open on August 17th, which already happened the same day in 1936 when the pool originally opened to a crowd of nearly 40,000 people. Wow. Yeah, I'm glad that's happening. I'm glad that's happening actually. So let's see. Yeah, TikTok. Yeah, let's talk TikTok, man. Let's talk TikTok actually. Yeah, let's talk TikTok. Let's talk TikTok though, man. You know what I mean? I don't have any more tech news actually, so I'm not gonna really do any tech news and stuff. So anyway, anyway, this is according to USA Today. Um, TikTok could go dark in the US again if Cheeseface President 47 credits the app for attracting younger voters in the 2024 presidential election. TikTok, yeah, the short form video app has been under scrutiny for months as some government officials believe it is a national security threat. Cheeseface President 47 has 1 month to finalize the sale of TikTok, or the short term video platform risk going dark in the US again. For months, yeah, Trump has said negotiations for the sale of TikTok have been ongoing with China as the platform is owned by Beijing based ByteDance. Since the platform went dark for less than 24 hours in January, President Cheeseface 47 has extended the deadline on a ban of TikTok in the US 3 times, and he may just conduct a fourth. In late July, U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick said in a CNBC interview that if China does not approve a U.S. drafted deal to sell the platform's American assets, the app will still go dark again once the next ban extension expires on September 17th. If that deal gets approved by the Chinese, then that deal will happen. If they don't approve it, then TikTok is going to go dark. Lutnick previously said, and those decisions are coming very soon. So let's see what the Chinese do. They've got to approve it. The deal is over to them right now. The White House did not immediately respond for comment when contacted by USA Today on August 15th. When could TikTok go dark again in the US? The next deadline for TikTok to be sold by ByteDance is September 17th. Why is TikTok at risk of getting banned? Some government officials are concerned that TikTok poses a national security threat, believing that ByteDance, which is based in Beijing, is sharing US user data with China. TikTok has repeatedly denied these claims. In January, the platform went dark for less than 24 hours under federal legislation signed into law by former President Joe Biden in 2024. Trump has signed executive orders 3 times now that that push back the deadline for when TikTok must be sold, promising that deals with China are on the horizon. The latest in early July when President Cheeseface 47 told reporters that Air Force One that he was hopeful Chinese President Xi would agree to a deal to see the platform to the US. Anyway, let's see. So, now before I go into munchies and drinks and stuff, I want to actually let you know on some street closures that's happening. Tomorrow, which is Labor Day, which is in regards to the West Indian Day Parade. I want to actually talk about this in remains to be seen segment. Let's get to it right here, right now. In a special Labor Day weekend edition of Remains to be Seen.
Remains to be seen, kids. Get it? Remains to be
seen. And yes, happy Labor Day weekend to everybody who is celebrating at the Labor Day parade tomorrow. And I know everybody's planning right now. So let's talk about some street closures that's happening. All right. Let's talk about some street closures that's happening. I want to let you know on this. So let's get to it. Let's get to it. All right, let's get to it though. All right, so let's get into some street closures. This is according to Pix 11. Let's talk about it right here. All right, so here's what's going on for the West Indian Day Parade street closures. All right, so while the West Indian Day Parade may be known the unofficial finale of summer, there's another carnival for families to enjoy just before the big day. The annual Junior Carnival Parade welcomes kids to don their biggest costumes, march down Eastern Parkway alongside their families, and one last summer celebration. And yes, it happened today, actually. So it happened today. So let me just let's get down to what's happening here. Come on. Okay, so some street closures that's happening. Really close for the parade route. Yeah, parade route. So let's see. The parade route for the, hang on a second. Let's see. Wait. No. So the parade. All right, so I want to actually let's get to it. So some street closures is happening. This is between St. John's Place, between Kingston Avenue and Franklin Avenue between St. John's Place and President Street between Franklin Avenue and Washington Avenue between Sterling Place and Empire Boulevard, Classroom Avenue between President Street and Eastern Parkway. Let me see. Let me see what's going. Let me see if there's more to. There's got to be more to the story than this, though. Let's see. There's got to be more to the story than this. Um, Come on. Okay. Yeah. So let me take a look here. Let me take a look. Let me take a look here. Okay. So let's hold on a second. Indian Day street closures. All right. So let's take a look here actually. So street closures. Okay. Okay. So all right. So here it is. All right, get ready to don your brightest costumes and hit the parkway for all the dancing, singing, and waving of flags of Geovert and the 58th annual West Indian American Day Carnival in Brooklyn. Bands and marchers will take to Eastern Parkway near Unica Avenue at 10 a.m. on Monday, which is tomorrow for the Jubilant Parade. Um, Ahead of the main event, dozens of other activities will help get New Yorkers in the Labor Day spirit. Residents can enjoy soca and dancehall music festivals, the Junior Carnival Parade, and the Panorama Stand, the Panorama Steel Pan competition, and more. Of course, below is everything you need to know for J Overt and the 58th annual West Indian American Day Carnival. So when is J Overt and the West Indian Day Parade? Geovert celebrations will start at 6 a.m. on Monday and last through at least 11 a.m. The party will then spill over into the West Indian Day Parade, which will start gathering at 10 a.m. and run through 6 p.m. How do I join the parade? Registration for adult participants has closed. However, the following options still have open registration. So you have to register to click here. So Labor Day float registration, Junior King and Queen, adult King and Queen. Do I need tickets to see the parade? The parade is free to watch along the route in Brooklyn and will also air on Pix 11 at 1 p.m. So basically from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Um, Also, ABC 7 is also live streaming the parade on their YouTube channel page. So you can check that out as well if in case you can't make it to the parade. So there you go. So where is J Overt? Do I need tickets to attend? No tickets are needed to join J Overt. Of course, the starting point entrance is the Grand Army Plaza, Eastern Parkway. First band lineup: Flatbush Avenue, Zoo entrance, elected officials, clergy, and cultural ambassadors. Gathering Point, Empire Boulevard, and Flatbush Avenue. Performance points: Bedford Avenue, Blue Tent, Steel Band, Calypso. Rogers Avenue, Blue Tent, Mass Band, individual and flag waving. North Strand Avenue, Blue Tent, Bomb, Steel Band, and Rhythm. And endpoint will be Winthrop Street. Winthrop Street. What is the parade route and street closures? The following streets will be closed for J Overt and the parade route. So let's get into it. The Grand Army Plaza, which is the entire circle, Butler Place between Grand Army Plaza and Sterling Place, St. John's Place between Underhill Avenue and Grand Army Plaza, Flatbush Avenue between Grand Army Plaza and Caton Avenue, Washington Avenue between Sterling Place and Lincoln Road, Bedford Avenue between Eastern Parkway and Empire Boulevard, Rochester Avenue between East New York Avenue and Sterling Place, Buffalo Avenue between Eastern Parkway and East New York Avenue, Ralph Avenue between Eastern Parkway and East New York Avenue, Ocean Avenue between Empire Boulevard and Parkside Avenue, North Strand Avenue between Empire Boulevard and Linden Boulevard. Yes, there's a Linden Boulevard in Brooklyn. It's not just the one in Queens. I actually remember that street because my dad used to take me to see a cousin of mine and an uncle of mine and his mom. So by President Street. So that's how I remember Linden Boulevard in Brooklyn because he would take the Belt Parkway. So that's pretty much what that is. So yes, there is a Linden Boulevard in Brooklyn, folks. Eastern Parkway, which is main and service roads between Plaza Street East and Howard Avenue. Lincoln Place between Eastern Parkway and East New York Avenue. Rockaway Parkway between East New York Avenue and Rutland Road. East New York Avenue between Howard Avenue and Utica Avenue. Empire Boulevard between Flatbush Avenue and North Strand Avenue. Parkside Avenue between Park Circle and Flatbush Avenue. So there you go. There you go, folks. There you go. So these are the street closures. And like I said before, if you can't make it to the West Indian Parade, you can watch the parade on Pix 11. You can watch the parade at 1 o'clock. On Pix 11, and of course, ABC 7 is going to be live streaming there. It's going to be live streaming the West Indian parade at noon, which is 12 o'clock tomorrow. All right, so there you go. There you go, right there. All right. And of course, be careful out there. There's going to be a lot of cops there and a lot of security guards whatsoever because they're trying to prevent any dumb asses that's like gang related and all other stuff from killing people and stuff. So please be safe out there. Be safe out there. Have fun and enjoy yourself. All right. So there you go. There you go right there. Let's get to all right, let's get to I want to get to all right. I want to get to the Sprite thing, man. I want to get to the Sprite thing, the Sprite topic actually. So yeah, I want to get to the Sprite topic real quick. Let's see. Yes, the Sprite topic. Let's get to this. So I want to hurry up. I'm gonna try to hurry up actually. So this is Munchies and Drinks, and this is also dedicated to Sprite. This is the Sprite topic. This is Munchies and Drinks. And this is where I talk about restaurants that you can eat at, drinks, foods, and all other stuff. So there you go, right there. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this together. Let me get this together real quick. Okay, boom. Boom. Okay, boom. Alrighty then. Okay, yes. All right. All right, let's do this. Munchies and Drinks. All right. Okay, so here's the deal. So yes, the name of the episode is Sprite comes out with a new soda flavor. So this is pertaining to Sprite coming out with that vanilla frost flavor, which has actually been kind of like rumored and stuff. So let's get into it right here. And this is from Parade. So a limited edition Sprite flavor is rumored to be making a big comeback later this year, and fans are hyped. Well, most of them. The brand of Coca-Cola soda had a pretty big year in 2024 and is continuing the momentum in 2025 with a divisive new in-store release confirmation that once limited flavor would be made permanent, a national release of a tropical inspired flavor, and now there's talk that another discontinued flavor is returning as a seasonal offer. According to recent reports, Sprite Vanilla Frost is coming back in just a few months, but there's a big difference from the last time it was released. The fan favorite flavor, which combines the classic crisp citrus flavor of Sprite with sweet and smooth hints of vanilla, is expected to hit shelves at Kroger sometime in November, according to trusted food blog Soda Seekers. Y'all can check out Soda Seekers. Check out their stories and blogs and stuff. So check that out. It would be offered in 20-ounce bottles and 12-pack of 12-ounce cans, just like it had been when it debuted. But unlike its 2024 arrival, the second edition release appears only to include a full sugar version. Soda Seekers reported on Sunday that the Coca-Cola Company does not have any plans to release a zero sugar variant at this time. A spokesperson for the Coca-Cola Company was not immediately available for comment. Some fans didn't seem to mind the lack of sugar-free options, like one who excitedly wrote back, "I'll find it again. Like it," a second shared, "I used to get it out of Coke Freestyle machines, but now I have a home supply." But Others admitted to being disappointed by the lack of a diet alternative. This sounds absolutely amazing, a third exclaimed, adding that it's a bummer that there is no zero sugar though. Please make a zero, one begged. Though the soft drink titan has yet to confirm the speculated re-release, this would be the second limited edition flavor to debut with a sugar-free option and only return in full sugar. Rumor has it Coke Starlight will also return for 2025, but only as a regular full sugar release. So yeah, there you go, right there. There you go, right there. Let me see if there's anything I need to. It's got to be some eateries actually. Some eateries. Let's find some eateries actually. So let's find some eateries. So yeah, this one right here actually, I want to actually get to right here. So this is an active neighborhood like Midtown, finding a place to escape the noise and enjoy drinks and a meal with friends is imperative. That's where LC Rooftop comes in, and according to AMNY, of course. Since last fall, LC Rooftop has been providing an upscale and comforting oasis overlooking Bryant Park while blocking out the hustle and bustle of Midtown. Sitting 25 stories above the ground, the space creates an intimate atmosphere ideal for enjoying a seated dinner or hosting a larger event. We wanted the space to feel special without being formal, somewhere guests could come for a great dinner, a night out with friends, or just a beautiful setting to unwind, said Eric Bieberman, managing partner of LC Rooftop and LC Penthouse. It's elegant but not overdone, with a little drama in the details. All right. All right, so the LC Rooftop menu has got you covered from morning to evening, with brunch taking place every Saturday and Sunday. The brunch menu features classic options include avocado toast, woof, um, huevos, rancheros, and French toast to more unique options such as t- tiramisu pancakes, brioche, brioche sliders, and a smoked salmon board. The menu off also offers the option to make brunch bottomless with your choice of mimosa, um, Bellini, or sangria. Excuse me. The standard menu can be found every evening with options for shareables and larger plates. Some of the more popular options include the selection flatbreads, mar- hold on, margar margartia, mushroom and bianca, the burrata, the spicy beef meatballs, and the guacamole tradition now. To keep the party going, LC Rooftop also offers pictures of four of their more popular cocktail batches. Um, Currently, they offer the Mas- Mascalita, Victorian, Watermelon Heat Wave, and Berry Breeze, as well as bottle service for top shelf liquor and wine. Our menu changes seasonally, excuse me, though certain staples like the LC Day Wolf cocktail remain year round. We transition our drink offerings from light and crisp in the warmer months to more robust warming selections in the fall and winter, with similar adjustments to the food menu seasonally, said Bieberman. All right, so all right, let me see, said Bieberman. Let's see, Bieberman. Yeah. Um, beyond Beyond the food and drink offerings, LC Rooftop is creating a hub for the community to get together and have fun. On select Friday nights, the space hosts a salsa night, complete with live Latin music, a DJ, and salsa lessons led by top NYC instructors Valerie Levine and Talia Castro Pozo. Hmm. Okay. Let's see. LC Rooftop officially opened to the public in September 2024, and Bieberman told AM New York that the establishment has become popular amongst New Yorkers. Response has been strong across the board. Spring and fall draw in after hours crowd. Winter is big for intimate dinners and private events. And summer sees crossover from the rooftop with guests often transitioning into the penthouse for a more relaxed evening, said Bieberman. LC Rooftop is located at 1412 Broadway. For more information, you can visit lcrooftop.com. All right. I know I said I gotta hurry up, so I'm gonna try to hurry up as fast as I can. Um, I want to get to another segment, and then I'll wrap up right here with this right here. This one is. Hang on a second. Hold on. Wait a minute. Hang on 1 second. Okay. So, all right. So, let's talk. We're going to talk about this. Yeah, we're going to talk about this actually. So, let's see. So let's get into video game entertainment newsroom, right? So this is where I break down some stories in terms of games and upcoming games that's coming out and all that stuff right there. So let's get into it right here, right now, with video game entertainment newsroom. Let's do this. All right. All right, let's talk about this actually. So So, so, so survivors, the Division Two survivors. Okay, let's talk about this. Survivors is described as a survival extraction experience and is set to be released next year. The Division Two survivors is as much your baby as it is ours, and we strive for transparency during its development," said Julian um, Girardi, executive executive producer. Clear communication and community involvement are a focus as we build the new experience, and we will be closely involving you as we move forward on the development journey. Survivors is the latest in a long line of post release support for the Division 2. And the Division 2 was originally released in 2019, and since then, has released dozens of post-release updates and several significant content additions. Ubisoft has also provided a roadmap for the future of the Division 2. Last year, Ubisoft canceled the Division Heartland, a free-to-play multiplayer survival action shooter set in the fictional rural community in Middle America. Ubisoft Chief Financial Officer Frederick um, Duguet called the cancellation a difficult but necessary and important decision at the time. Developed by Red Storm Entertainment, Heartland was planned as a free to play multiplayer shooter for PC and consoles. The PvEVP focused survival action title was to be set in the fictional rural American Midwest town of Silver Creek, which had been left in ruins following the spread of dollar flu. Julian Girardi most recently appeared as the creative director of the troubled Star Wars Outlaws before returning to the division in a role which will see him oversee the entire franchise. Wait, what's that? Okay, and there is let me see what else. What is this? All right, what else? In other gaming news, hold on a second. In other gaming news, let's get into Resident Evil. Let's get into that right there. Um, hold on. Before I get into that, let's get into there's a Halloween game and there's a Halloween game. I'm like, what? Okay, so this is from obviously Video Games Chronicle. Over the past decade, the Denver-based studio has tended to focus on licensed games based on classic horror movie franchises: Friday the 13th, Predator, Ghostbusters, even the cult favorite Killer Clowns from Outer Space. For horror devotees, a group in which I include myself, it should be the Dream Studio. And yet, Ilphonic's love for horror is only matched by its love for asymmetrical multiplayer. The decision that usually leaves those who prefer single player games, me again, on the sidelines watching. Because of this, as I sat down for a one-on-one chat with Ilphonic's creator director Jaredson Jaredson at Gamescom ahead of the game's official reveal, and looked around at the massive Halloween artwork on the wall. I was prepared to once again have my heart broken by seeing another one of my dream horror video games being announced before immediately being confirmed as multiplayer only. This time, however, as Jaredson showed me the trailer, as which was set to appear online a couple of days later, I saw it at the end. Halloween, a single player and multiplayer horror experience coming in 2026. My eyes widened. You are doing single player this time? Juritzen smiled and nodded in a way that suggested this was a request he and the rest of the team had heard numerous times in the past. Make no mistake, Halloween will still feature the a the asymmetrical multiplayer gameplay Ilphonic is best known for, but this time NPCs feature into the mix too. One player will take control of evil incarnate Michael Myers as he wanders the streets of Haddonfield, slaying its townsfolk. The other players take control of Haddonfield residents as they not only try to escape Michael, but also to inform their NPC neighbors that they need to get out of their homes and run to safety. The citizens can now also phone the police in an attempt to get more protection. As Jaredson explained to me, Myers may never be able to truly die. Something the 12 movies he starred in to date makes abundantly clear. But he can at least be surrounded and have his threat minimized a bit. After all, this is a killer who prefers to hide in the shadows. He doesn't do well. He doesn't do well in crowds. To deal with this potential threat, the player controlling Michael can cut the phone lines outside each home, a meaningless task these days, but a devastating action back in 1978, making it impossible for Haddonfield residents to contact authorities for help. Although it'll require a proper gameplay showcase before it can be clear clear exactly how the game works. The implication I got from Juritzen was that this will be a slower paced multitasker game than Ilphonic's previous titles, especially if you are playing as the villain. As he rightly pointed out to me, Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th may not exactly be the fastest bad guy in the world, but when he spots his target, his main priority is to pursue and kill them. Michael Myers, on the other hand, is a more patient slasher villain, instead preferring to hide in the shadows and watch his prey. For the hero players in this game, then fear won't come in the shape of a massive brute breaking the door down with an axe, but in the brief glimpses of a white mask in the darkness, keeping them on edge as they know they are stalked. Naturally, however, it's the single player story mode which had me the most intrigued. But while Gerritsen wasn't able to give away too many details at this point, it's clear the potential is there. The story is based solely on the original 1978 film and will have players taking control of Michael Myers as he Grove sanitarian and makes his way to Haddonfield. A few questions remain which couldn't be answered yet. It's not clear how long this single player campaign will be. For example, Friday the 13th, the game included 10 single player challenges where you played as Jason and had to kill the counselor in a variety of scenarios, but the players were disappointed to discover these weren't really story based. Gunn explained this away at the time by claiming the Friday the 13th movies weren't exactly known for their plot, but that won't fly for Halloween fans, not for a franchise which was driven as much by the stories of Laurie Strode, played by Jamie Lee Curtis, and Dr. Loomis, played by Donald Pleasance, as as Myers killings. Juritzen did tell me the single player story would have some kind of scoring system which would encourage multiple playthroughs with players trying to get as close to a perfect score as they could. This certainly makes it sound like the Friday the 13th challenges, but time will tell. Damn. Um, it's also been confirmed that anyone who doesn't like playing online will still be able to play the multiplayer mode with bots instead of humans. but it's still not yet known whether it's possible to level up while playing with bots. Um, one thing that isn't in question, however, is the care and attention to detail that will be present in the final product. The teaser trailer nails the tone of the original film perfectly. And with legendary Halloween creator John Carpenter as executive producer, it's clear that authenticity will be a priority here. Will this come at a pace for the players who love the series spanning content featured in Friday the 13th? The game, however, that offered around 10 different Jason skins to choose from, spanning the course of the film franchise from the sack headed Jason from part two all the way up to the zombie Jason from the ninth movie. As a huge Halloween fan, much as much as I appreciate the 1978 original is the main focus, I still love to see the addition of content from later films. Like any long running slasher franchise, Halloween has had its rights issues as it's jumped from Compass International Pictures to Miramax to Blumhouse to Compass again. So it's perhaps unrealistic to suggest Ilphonic has free reign to pull content from all 13 movies. That said, Juritzen assured me that the whole team loves the Halloween series deeply, and that if they have the opportunity to add content from later movies at some point, they'll do what they can to include it. Which means that dream of running around a game in a silver shamrock mask from Halloween 3 might still come true. Halloween is coming to PS5, Xbox Series, and PC, which is includes Steam and Epic Games Store in 2026. There's no confirmed release date, but I can think of a pretty obvious one. And of course, Resident Evil. Resident Evil. The trailer features protagonist Grace Ashcroft and her mother, Alyssa Ashcroft, from Resident Evil Outbreak, who is the center of the game's investigation part. Grace Grace Ash Grace Ashcroft is an FBI analyst investigating a series of mysterious deaths in Raccoon City, 30 years after it was bombed in the events of Resident Evil 3. According to director Kashi Nakanishi, um, Resident Evil 7, unlike past Resident Evil protagonists, Grace has little combat experience, which means players will watch her learn and grow as the game progresses. Requiem initially at least looks like a familiar successor to the first person games RE7 and Village, and Ashcroft trapped in some sort of VG Gothic hospital. VGC wrote in a recent Resident Evil Requiem preview. As the player progresses further through the dimly lit corridor with flickering lights casting unsettling shadows across the environment, it's clear that in this section, at least, Requiem really does feel like the traditional survival horror we were promised. Resident Evil Requiem is releasing on February 27th on PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up right here. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up right now because it's getting kind of late. So I'm going to actually, yeah, I'm gonna wrap up right now. I'm so tired right now, actually. So, um, all right, we're gonna wrap up right here and get to stream choices on the go. Let's get to it right here, right now. All right, make sure you follow Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Avenue podcast on Facebook alongside with Bluesky Social, Threads, and of course Instagram as well. The same goes with my other podcast shows that I do, which is my sports platform, my sports edition show, Excellent, Fun, Vibrant Talks podcast, and my entertainment review show, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. And you can follow your host with the most on Threads and Instagram, which is G Money Stacks 555 in Queens. All right. And of course, if you go to the link in bio in either my personal page or my podcast or the podcast page, you're gonna see a list of you're gonna see the link tree link. You're gonna see a whole list of podcast feed links, and it's going to have. Hang on a second. Yeah. The link tree link is G Money Stacks 555, so you can't miss it. All right, so when you go to the link, you're gonna see some podcast feeds, links such as Odyssey, Audible, Audioburst, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to leave a review on Apple Podcasts, especially you can chime in on how you feel about the topics and stuff. And of course, a 5-star review will really mean a lot to me as a content creator, host of multiple podcasts. And of course, if you like the topics that I'm doing, you can actually make a donation. Any amount will be appreciated. My Cash App and my PayPal are in the description. You're more than welcome to actually do that. So you're more than actually welcome to actually leave a tip. All right, so the comedy show is also on Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM podcast, Overhaul FM podcast, Pandora, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podo Polo, Podorama podcast, Index podcast, Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Podcast Guru, Podcatcher, Podcast Republic, Snip, Spotify. Make sure you add the podcast to your Spotify playlist. Especially you can press the notification bell for when you know when each episode will be uploaded to streaming platforms, especially Spotify included. And you can also listen on Spotify for creators. You can also comment over there. You can also listen to the episodes on TuneIn Radio, followed by Fountain, alongside with good music artists such as rappers, R&B singers, and other singers and other music genres, radio stations, and of course you can listen to the podcast episodes for free. You don't need a credit card or debit card on iHeartRadio. All you need to do is follow and subscribe to to Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Avenue podcast on iHeartRadio, as well as other streaming platforms whatsoever. So you can't really miss that whatsoever. The link is already in my link tree, so you don't have to worry about searching for it. And of course, YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel page G Money Stacks 555 for more video podcast episode, live stream recordings, and of course, leave a like and a comment along with the topics being discussed in this episode whatsoever, and also be sure to also share the link tree link of the podcast links, the podcast feed links to your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, girlfriends, people from work. Add the podcast to your Spotify playlist. Be sure to also enable alerts for when I'll be on the air via live stream and when I go live. And of course, new episodes are going to be in the weekly live stream recordings. And and of course, new episodes are going to be dropped on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. All right. All right. So I do apologize for the little tongue twister, and I do apologize for re-recording this episode. I couldn't go out like that, giving y'all an episode where the internet feed was actually acting a little strange and stuff. So it's been like in and out and stuff. So I had to restart my Wi-Fi adapter. So that's why I had to redo this episode whatsoever for you folks at home. So I couldn't give y'all the episode that was a little shaky. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I had to redo this episode. So that way I'll be able to let y'all know on what's going on with the West Indian Day Parade and stuff. So there you go, right there. And yeah. Also, be sure to subscribe to my other YouTube channel pages. My sports YouTube channel page, Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, my sports edition show platform, and of course, my entertainment review show, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast as well. Everybody that's following me on Threads, Instagram, I do post sometimes on X. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel page G Money Stacks 555. So that way you don't miss out when the video episodes are going to be uploaded to the YouTube channel page. All right. So that's gonna do it for me. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, rhymes with Annihilator. Thank you very much for checking this episode out, listening and rocking with me. You could have listened to any other podcast in the whole world, but you chose podcast as well. And yes, remember, the grind doesn't stop. Hard work pays off. If you want something, you have to work hard and earn it. And of course, like I always say, find your niche, find your voice, and of course, be confident and be yourself behind the microphone. If you plan on starting a podcast, all right, there's no right or wrong way into doing a podcast and hosting your own show, and there is no right or wrong time to do a podcast as well. So just go for it, do it, see where it leads, build up on your show with topics that you want to talk about whatsoever. And of course, yeah. And that part I would like to actually mention is to, when it comes to upcoming new podcasters, make sure you be on your P's and Q's with confidence, creatively, mentally, creatively, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, that gets you into your zone alongside tunnel vision. So yeah, there you go right there, folks. There you go right there. And remember when podcasting and recording episodes with topics and stuff, it is a fucking marathon, not a sprint. All right. So there you go, right there. I hope y'all enjoy the Labor Day parade and the Labor Day annual Labor Day weekend, especially with the music and everything else, the street closures that I just mentioned, and also if you can't make it, be sure to look at the live stream on ABC7's YouTube channel page. You can also watch the West Indian Day Parade on Pix 11, which starts at 1 p.m. The live stream that started on ABC7 starts at 12 p.m., which is the same time as I watch Good Morning Football Overtime on my 9. All right. So there you go, right there. And don't forget also there is a afternoon Mets baseball game with the Detroit Tigers at around 1:00. All right. Don't forget to tune into that on SNY as well. So I'm gonna be out of here. So I can get some shut eye. Be careful out there. Be safe. Have fun with your friends, alongside with the music, food, everything else in between. I'm out of here. Peace and one love. Happy Labor Day weekend to every single one of you out there repping USA, International, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the 5 boroughs of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. I'm out of here. Peace and good night.